In this video, we will learn about the marginal utility functions by using the partial derivatives. We know that utility is an important variable when it comes to the consumer behavior, and its marginal version can be calculated by using the partial derivatives. Let us use an example of numeric nature, and then we can better understand it. Here we have a utility function in terms of x1 and x2, and the precise equation is this, in which you can see x1 and x2 both are involved. X1 is the first good and x2 is the second good, and u shows the total utility. If we are interested in finding out the marginal utility with respect to the first good, we can take the first order derivative with respect to x1, and you can see that it is not just an ordinary derivative, it is partial derivative, because we have two variables, two independent variables to be more exact, and they are x1 and x2. So we have taken their first order derivative with respect to x1, and you can do this differentiation, which is easy, and the answer would be this. You can pause the video and perform this simple differentiation to verify the answer. Since we have found the utility with respect to first good, we can also find it with respect to the second good. This is mu2, and for this we had to calculate the derivative with respect to x2, and definitely the derivative is now taken with respect to x2, and the answer is this, where we have focused on this part that contains x2. So again, you can do this DIY for this step. So now we have the marginal utilities with respect to x1 and with respect to x2 respectively. These are their respective answers. Now these are the answers that are still in non-numeric form. We can try to find out their numerical answers to make more sense. For instance, mu1 can be figured out at x1 is equal to 3 and x2 is equal to 3. So this can be done, and the value of the answer would be 2160. You can easily do it by substituting 3 here as well as 3 here, and the answer would be 2160. You can again pause the video and see if the answer is correct. So knowledge of the values of x1 and x2 gave rise to numerical value of m1, which is more interpretable. It's a positive value, and a positive value means that consumption of x1 and x2 at the level of 3 is going to give us an additional utility of x1, which will be positive, and that will be equal to 2160. Now we can also try to find out the marginal utility of x2 by using the same data, that is x1 and x2 both equal to 3. So you can perform this calculation by putting the values of x1 and x2 in the expression of mu2. Here we'll substitute 3 plus 3 square. So you can solve it and you can find out the answer of the mu2 at x is equal to 3, x1 is equal to 3, and x2 is equal to 3. So it's a small DIY for you. You can do it and you can try to interpret it just like we did it for mu1. So in this way, by using the partial derivatives, we can find out the marginal utility functions from a given total utility function, and we can also interpret them. Thank you.